What if I told you there's a movie called Titanic 2, but it's not a sequel to James Cameron's iconic masterpiece? What if I told you that this Bollywood sci-fi disaster film is one of the most peculiar creations in cinema history? Could it be a hidden gem or a train wreck you can't look away from? Let's dive into this fascinating story and find out. Hello, friends. Welcome back to 55-Second Shorts, where we talk about movies, shows, and all things entertaining in under a minute. But today, we're breaking tradition a little for something truly unique. In today's video, we're diving deep into Bollywood's Titanic 2. Yes, you heard that right. A movie with the same name as one of the biggest blockbusters of all time, but don't be fooled. It's not connected to James Cameron's Titanic in any way. Instead, it's a standalone, low-budget disaster movie. And trust me, the story behind this film is just as bizarre as the movie itself. So buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Before we dive into the plot and my review of Titanic 2, let's talk about the production house behind this movie, because their story is equally fascinating. The movie was produced by a company called Silum, which is infamous in the film industry for making what we call mockbusters. Now, what's a mockbuster, you ask? It's a movie that capitalizes on the success of a blockbuster by mimicking its title or theme. These movies are often made on shoestring budgets, with questionable special effects and minimal storytelling effort. Their strategy is simple. Grab the attention of audiences who think they're watching a sequel or related film, sell it on TV or streaming platforms, and rake in the profits. Titanic 2 is no different. It borrows its title from the legendary Titanic, but doesn't even attempt to connect to the original. It's simply a low-budget disaster flick trying to ride the coattails of a big name. Now, you might be wondering, is there at least something good about this movie? Maybe an intriguing plot, some great acting, or jaw-dropping visuals? Well, let's just say, keep your expectations low. Here's the basic premise of Titanic 2. This time, it's not the RMS Titanic, but a modern-day ship called Titanic, traveling in the opposite direction, from America to England. The movie tries to include modern elements, like a warning system for icebergs and global warming-induced tsunamis. The ship receives a warning about icebergs in its path, so they try to change course. But thanks to a series of unfortunate events, including melting icebergs due to climate change, the ship still hits an iceberg and ultimately meets the same fate as its predecessor, sinking with massive loss of life. Sound familiar? It's basically a low-budget rehash of the original Titanic plot with a pseudo-scientific twist. Let's talk about what really sinks this movie. First and foremost, the budget. The entire film was made on just $1 million. That's barely enough for one episode of a good TV show. As a result, the special effects are laughable, and the production quality feels more like a college project than a feature film. Secondly, the cast is almost entirely made up of unknown actors, except for Bruce Davison, who you might recognize from X-Men. But even he has a minor role and doesn't contribute much to the film. And the story? Well, it's essentially a watered-down version of Titanic, but without the emotional depth, iconic moments, or breathtaking visuals. It's like they took the heart out of the original and replaced it with nothing. But hey, I'll give them credit for trying. For a budget this low, it's impressive that they even attempted large-scale disaster scenes involving tsunamis, icebergs, and sinking ships. Sure, the effects look like they were made on a 20-year-old computer, but at least they tried. So, what's my final verdict? Is Titanic 2 worth your time? Honestly, unless you're a fan of bad movies or enjoy watching low-budget mockbusters for fun, I'd say skip it. If I had to rate it, I'd give it 2 stars out of 5, for the sheer audacity of trying to piggyback off one of the most successful films of all time. But let's be real, this movie is more of a curiosity than anything else. That's it for today's review, folks. If you're curious, you can check out the trailer on YouTube, but trust me, you're not missing much by skipping the movie itself. Thanks for watching 55-Second Shorts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more fun and quirky reviews. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of cinema. Bye for now.